Right, let's look at this limit of this particular sequence generating function. And notice it's got factorial in the numerator, so just a reminder, if you don't recall this, factorial just means we start by the number in front of the exclamation point and we subtract 1 and subtract 1 and subtract 1 until we get down to 3, 2, 1. Alright, then we stop at 1. So for example, 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, so factorial just means start with a number and multiply by 1 less until you get down to 1. So for this particular sequence generating function, they give you this hint, compare with 1 over n. And you may be wondering, when you make the individual elements, what does this have to do with 1 over n? Because you get 1 over 1, which is 1/2, and that kind of looks like 1 over n, but then you get 2/9, 3/64, 24/6/25. Right, but 1 over n is there. So there's again 1 over 1. There's 1 over 2. There's 1 over 3. There's 1 over 4. There's 1 over 5. They're all there. 1 over n is. But what's happening to 1 over n every time? Well, like there's 1 over 3. It's being multiplied by 2/3. That number is less than 1. All right, there's 3/4 and 2/4. 3/4 and 2/4. It's 3/8, and that's less than 1. And then all this stuff is 24 over 125. That's a proper fraction. That's less than 1. So we're taking something, 1 over n, 1 over n, 1 over n. We're taking something that 1 over n converges to 0. So that's something that's already converging to 0. The terms themselves are making their way towards 0. And we're taking these things that are making their way towards 0 and multiplying them by proper fractions, which is going to make them go to 0 even faster. So this will also then converge to 0. Just like the sequence 1 over n does, it just gets there even faster than 1 over n does.